The literature lesson begins. Today, the teacher talks about the story of Cinderella.
And so, Cinderella and her Prince Charming were married in a grand royal wedding, living happily ever after in their beautiful castle.
Thank you for that wonderful summary. You remembered all the details very well. Now, class, think about the story carefully. I have a question for you. Which characters in the story do you like and dislike?
I like Cinderella and the prince, but I don't like the stepmother and her daughters. Cinderella is kind and beautiful. Beautiful. The stepmother treats her badly.
That's a very honest answer. Most people feel the same way. We love kindness and dislike unfairness. But let's look closer at the story. What if Cinderella stayed past midnight?
She would return to her dirty old clothes. That would be awful.
Correct. So, you must be punctual. Otherwise, you will cause trouble for yourselves. Also, never appear before others looking sloppy. If you dress sloppily on a date, your boyfriend might faint. I have another question. I want you to think carefully. If you were that stepmother, would you try to prevent Cinderella from going to the prince's ball?
If I were that stepmother, I would also prevent Cinderella from going to the ball.
Why is that?
Because I love my daughter more. I want my daughter to become queen.
That's right. That's why we often assume that stepmothers aren't all good people. Actually, they're only not good to others. But they're very good to their own children. Do you understand? They're not bad people. It's just that they haven't yet learned to love other people's children as much as their own. Cinderella's stepmother wouldn't let her go to the prince's ball, even locking her inside. So how did Cinderella still manage to go and become the most beautiful girl at the ball?
Because a fairy helped. She dressed Cinderella in beautiful clothes, turned a pumpkin into a carriage, and transformed dogs and mice into Cinderella's servants.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Just think, if the fairy hadn't come to help, Cinderella wouldn't have been able to go to the ball, would she?
That's right.
If the dog and the mouse hadn't helped, would Cinderella have eventually been able to get home?
No.
Just having a fairy help isn't enough. So, you need to remember, no matter the circumstances, we always need the help of friends. Our friends don't necessarily have to be fairies or magical beings, but we still need them. I hope you all have as many friends as possible. Now, I suggest you think about this. If Cinderella had missed the ball because her stepmother didn't want her to go, could she have become the prince's wife?
No. If Cinderella had missed that opportunity, she wouldn't have met the prince, wouldn't have been known and loved by him.
That's absolutely right. If Cinderella didn't want to go to the ball, even if her stepmother didn't stop her, or even if she encouraged Cinderella to go, ultimately Cinderella wouldn't benefit at all. So who decided that Cinderella should go to the prince's ball?
It's Cinderella.
So, children, even though Cinderella no longer had her birth mother to love her, and even though her stepmother didn't love her, those things couldn't teach Cinderella to love herself. It was precisely because she knew how to love herself that she was able to go and find what she wanted. Suppose any of you felt unloved, or had a stepmother who didn't love her stepchildren, like Cinderella. What would you do?
You have to learn to love yourself.
That's right. No one can stop you from loving yourself. If you feel that others don't love you, then you must love yourself even more. If others don't create opportunities for you, then you need to create many opportunities for yourself. If you truly love yourself, you will find everything you want. Besides Cinderella, no one could stop her from attending the prince's ball. No one could stop her from becoming queen.
Yes!
Now, let's move on to the final point. Is there anything illogical about this story?
After midnight, everything returns to its original state, but Cinderella's glass slippers don't go back to where they were.
Oh my goodness, you're so talented. You see, even a great writer makes mistakes sometimes. So there's nothing to be afraid of when you make mistakes. I can guarantee that if any of you want to become writers in the future, you will definitely write better works than the author of Cinderella. Do you believe that?